We're in welding class. This is Jared. He's currently trying to do his TIG test in a T-joint. There's Moto Chevy Boy Ryan, and this is Nate Sharp filming. So, as you can see.
Put your helmet on.
What?
Put your helmet on.
See, he's trying to do a TIG T-joint, and he's actually doing pretty good. I'll give him that. He's not messing it up for it being his first time, other than again red hot on the other side of the metal. But he's actually doing pretty good, as you can see. Well, if you doesn't stop welding here. But on this side, those are his starter beads. It's about maybe his first or second or third time doing this. But see how he's keeping a straight hand. He's actually doing pretty good.
I think I figured out what it was. Oh, I almost carried fucking key in West. Huh? I almost carried fucking key in West. Over. I almost carried fucking key. I told you, he's fucking with me.
Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the side that he just welded. And that is why you don't put your hand too close to the flame, or your glove will start smoking and burning.
You're saying shit.
These are alright welds. They're supposed to look like a stack of dimes. They're kind of looking like a stack of dollar coins. But they're actually doing really good. Alright. And now, if Jared will move out of the way, I'll show you how I weld, and Moto Chevy Boy will film. Watch out, Jared.
Hold on now. I call welding right after, because that's kind of bullshit.
So what I'm about to weld is it's called a butt joint, because the two pieces of metal are put together like a butt. And if you stop doing that, so let's get started and see how it looks.
Get a little organized here.
Yeah.
Fucking Nate.
Jared had it kind of messed up with his organization. That even says, yeah, it's good.
Everything's good.
Well, it might help if that tungsten was not contaminated how Jared has left it to me. So I'm gonna sharpen up that tungsten real quick. See, the reason you want your tungsten sharp is so it'll give you a good weld, and it'll actually weld right. See, that's basically what your tungsten's supposed to look like. It's not super sharp, but it's sharp enough to where it'll get a bead on there. So we gotta put this sucker back together. You don't want too much tungsten showing, but then again, you don't want too little either. You want just the right amount, maybe about 1/4, 1/8 of an inch sticking out. So let's hope to God it works this time.
Hold on, Nathan.
It might help if we had a ground.
We don't have a ground at all?
It's not grounded.
Well, fucking Jared Fat Cakes must have knocked it off then.
Yeah.
Everything looks right.
Okay.
Dumbass.
So, let's get her started and see if it'll work right now. There she goes.
Way better.
See, what I'm doing is a process called a wet cupping. And getting the contaminated stuff on the metal. And what I'm doing is I'm giving it kind of a horseshoe motion, so it'll cover more area and give it more, what's the word? Well, it'll sink in better and weld it better. So that's basically how you're supposed to weld a butt joint. It's not so clear right now, but as you can see, you have your horseshoe motion, and that'll give her a good clean feel. It looks great. And now I'm going to turn it over to Moto Chevy Boy and have him weld let's have you do an overlapping joint for this.
Let me see your helmet. This is the skulls on the fucking jump.
And that'd be my helmet that he's putting on right now and adjusting. It's actually a really cool helmet. I bought it off of eBay for about 30 bucks, and it works just works just fine. It's probably one of the best helmets I've ever had. Just if you buy this one, if you said it's 13, it's going to be so dark you can't really see, even with an arc weld that's really, really bright. So what he's going to do is an overlapping joint. As you can see, his metal, they're on top. This piece of metal is on top of it, so it'll overlap. Yep. As you can see, he has it really bright because he's probably got a bunch of foot pedal on there, but he's actually doing a pretty good job from what I can tell. So yeah, you got it a little contaminated there because you touched the tungsten to the metal. Be careful when you do that, because you could also shock yourself, especially if you're using filler rod, unlike what we are, because if you touch the tungsten to your filler rod, you will shock yourself. It's inevitable. It'll be a little shock, maybe a big shock, you never know.
Who's that kid? Okay.
Really, Jared? That's not too nice, you know. I will give Motor Chevy Boy one thing. He is probably one of the best welders I've seen in this class. Him, Jared, me, and Colton.
Dude, you talk shit, dude.
And you know, Jared doesn't, Ryan doesn't really do it the same style that me and Jared do. Jared and I do kind of like the horseshoes, the side to side. Ryan, you're on fire.
Yeah.
That's what you do happens if you put your gloves too close. And here we go again. See, it looks like he's doing actually little circles. You can do that. It's not my preferred way to do it, but you know, that's how other people do it, and it's a good way to do it. Once he gets done, I'll show you what his welds will look like. See, every time that light flashes, that's from him doing his circle, because it goes from the bottom to the top. He's going back to where he began, trying to get it a little cleaner. You may be on fire, Ryan. I don't know. I can't really see.
No, I'm not. I tried.
Okay, this is his
Got better there.
his overlapping joint. It don't really look like much because it didn't have good penetration, and we're not using straight up argon like we're supposed to. We're using shoe weld. What are we using here? We are using compressed gas, which that'll give it. It's not really the best. You're not really supposed to use it for TIG. But that's our video. So stay safe and have fun, y'all.